Hey everyone, it's Pickleball with Tyler with Universal Rackets. And in this video, we're going to be doing a full spin serve masterclass. Regardless of your playing level, if you stay tuned for this whole video, you're going to be learning tips and tricks on exactly how to hit the topspin serve, the slice serve, the backspin serve. We're going to be going over every single thing that you need to know on how to hit and implement spin on your pickleball serve. Now, why do you want to hit spin on your pickleball serve? If you hit a pickleball serve that doesn't have spin, it's going to be flat and it's going to just go straight ahead. It's going to be more lower percentage than when you hit with topspin. If you play with topspin and learn how to hit the topspin serve, not only it's going to bounce out of your opponent's strike zone, but also it's going to dive into the court. A normal flat serve that might go straight ahead and long will go in with topspin. If you add topspin on that serve, you basically can hit twice as hard and it's still going to dive in. Now, the slice serve. Why do you want to hit a slice or backspin serve? Many players at the beginner, intermediate, club level, they're not accustomed to the ball curving off to the right or to the left. And in this video, we're going to teach you how to hit both. If you hit a slice serve, it's a great way to change up your shot, change up your opponent's rhythm, disrupt their rhythm, as well as keep the ball low and create opportunities. I want you to think of a good pitcher. A good pitcher just doesn't have a fastball. A good pitcher has a fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a curveball. Right now, we are going to add pitches to your arsenal. Now, instead of just a normal serve that just goes over the net, that you have to maybe slow down a little bit to get in, you can hit a way more powerful serve with topspin. You can get the ball out of your opponent's strike zone with topspin. Maybe you hit a topspin lob serve, or you disrupt your opponent's rhythm and create opportunities with this brand new slice serve. Regardless of your playing level, we're going to be giving you tips and tricks and technique that will work for any type of pickleball serve. It doesn't matter if you have a 2-0 serve like this. It doesn't matter if you have a 5-0 or 5-5 serve like this. If you can implement these tips, you will be able to create spin on your serves. And again, you will be able to get more pitches in your pickleball arsenal. So make sure you buckle your seatbelts and stay tuned because this is going to be an amazing video. Let's go. Now, the first thing that we have to go over is we have to demonstrate how to create each spin and what to do exactly with your paddle. Topspin means that the ball is spinning downward. How do we get the ball to spin downward on our serve and also on our drives and drops as well? You brush the back of the ball. By swinging low to high, think 12 o'clock here, 6 o'clock here, by swinging from 6 to 12 o'clock, low to high, brushing the back of the ball, that's going to make the ball spin this way and dive into a court. So topspin is when you swing from low to high on the ball. If you want to hit backspin or you want to hit slice, it's the exact opposite. Instead of going up the back of the ball or going from 6 to 12, you're going to swing down on the ball. You're going to come under the ball and go from 12 to 6. Again, topspin, I'm brushing the back of the ball, creating the ball to spin downward. Slice, I'm coming down the ball, down the back of the ball. I'm going to go under like this. It's going to hit backspin. And then again, it's going to veer off to the right or to the left, depending on your swing path. And a lot of people will say, oh, that's an underspin. That's not a slice. Well, the thing is, you're hitting underspin, but your swing path, how you swing, and we're going to get into this, is going to determine if it slices to the right or to the left. A normal flat serve is when you just swing forward. When you just swing forward and you go through the center of the ball. So remember, topspin, brushing up the back of the ball, slice, swinging down on the ball, and a normal flat serve, just swinging forward and through the center of the ball. Now, the real thing is there's no such thing as a perfectly flat serve. Even your flat serve is going to have a bit of spin, and the reason why is because of your swing path. If you don't believe me, watch the ball when you serve. Regardless of how flat that you serve the ball's still going to spin some way. And it's because your contact, you're swinging up, you're making contact below your waist or at your waist and you're coming up. That is exactly why. So there's no exact such thing as a complete flat serve. But the more you get the back of the ball, the more topspin you can get, and the more you come down on the ball, the more slice you're going to get. We're going to show you first the differences between the flat serve, the topspin serve, and the slice serve. Let's go. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you the difference and what it looks like to hit a flat, slice, and topspin serve. When I hit a flat serve, I'm just going through the center of the ball. I'm taking my paddle back and swinging forward. I'm just going through the ball. The ball is just going straight and over the net. Now, when I hit a slice serve, I'm getting under the ball and I'm really cutting the back of it. When I swing a slice, I'm getting under the ball, and as you can see, the ball is going to curve a tiny bit. Now, when I hit a topspin serve, what does that mean? I'm getting the back of the ball and I'm lifting it up. Watch this. Here's a normal flat serve, and I'm going to swing. The ball is going to go long. Same serve, but I'm going to hit some topspin. Now the ball is going to go in. By hitting the topspin serve, it's going to allow me to make that ball dip into the court. Now the thing is, why does a slice kind of curve that way? Why every single time I hit, the ball always curves that way? When I hit again and I swing, the ball, what? It curves that way. That was a good serve. Why? Because whenever you swing to the left, the ball is going to curve to the right. Whenever you swing to the right, the ball is going to curve to the left. So a great way to anticipate slice servers is just see which way they're swinging. The opposite is going to happen to the ball. So every single time I swing this way, think about I'm getting under the ball, but then also my swing, because I have to follow through across my body, I'm getting under it, and I'm going to get the back of it, and again, it's going to make it go that way. If I want to hit a serve that goes this way, a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to swing that way, and as you can see, the ball is now going to curve a tiny bit. So the direction that you hit is going to be the opposite of where the ball goes. Now the big thing with the slice, and the two things to implement this into any playing level, is number one, take the paddle back high, higher than you start, and number two, open up your paddle face. When I swing and I take my paddle back high, that's going to allow me to really come down and get under the ball. When I open up my paddle face, that's going to allow my paddle to brush the back of it. By starting with my paddle high, it's going to get me that downward swing, and by opening up my paddle face, it's going to allow me to really get under it every single time. So here is a flat serve. Now, how do I get a flat serve? I'm just getting all of the ball and I'm swinging forward. I'm hitting through the center of the ball. So I'm taking my paddle back and I'm just going forward. I'm taking my paddle back and I'm just going forward. Now, for the topspin ball, again, remember, I'm brushing up the back of the ball. Look how different this ball is going to look. When I swing now, I'm brushing up the back of the ball and it's going to dive inward. Now slice, I'm coming down on the ball, getting under the ball. Watch how this serve's going to look. Here we are, one more. And there we are. Look how much it bended to the side. The reason why the ball goes to the side is because whenever you swing to the left, the ball is going to go to the right. And whenever you swing to the right, the ball is going to go to the left. Now, I'm going to show you guys the flat serve. When I hit this flat serve, again, I'm just going forward and through the ball. I'm swinging forward, and then again, it's just going to go. That serve went a little bit long. Now let me do the exact same serve, but let me hit topspin and watch this. Now, because I'm hitting topspin, that ball's going to dive into the court. Previously, that serve was long, but now that serve is going in because if you play with spin, it will keep the ball in. The only difference that I did between the flat and the topspin serve is the flat serve, I went forward and through it. The topspin serve, I brushed the back of it. So here's flat. Again, I'm getting all of the ball. I'm just going forward. Now here is topspin. I'm brushing up the back of the ball. And as you can see, the ball's going to spin downward, and then slice, the ball is going to break to the side. The less I get of the ball, the more spin you can hit. And that's the first thing that I want to go over, is the less that you get of the ball, the more spin you can hit. The more you get of the ball, the less spin you're going to get. So if you want to hit a ball with a little bit of topspin, you're going to get a lot of the ball. If you want to hit a ball with a ton of topspin, you're going to literally get a slither of the ball. Now the slice serve, what's going to happen again, is I'm going to come down on it. Now the pickle police, calm down. Yes, I understand you gotta make contact at or below your hip, but when you're making contact, or prior to contact, you're still starting high. When you make contact, you're making contact down here, but I'm going to start up and watch what's going to happen with the ball. It's going to curve out wide. So notice again, Flat serve, I'm swinging forward. Topspin serve, I'm brushing upward. And slice serve, I'm swinging downward. Now, the number one misconception with the slice serve, when players want to hit the slice, is that they start chopping and they start moving the wrist. If you really want to exaggerate your slice, you can really chop your wrist. But if you want to hit a reliable, good slice serve, you have to make sure that you think that you're swinging forward and you're not swinging downward. When you hit this slice, the step number one for the slice serve is, again, you want to swing down on the ball. How do we swing down on the ball? We just start with our paddle up. I want you to listen to this huge key right now for the slice serve. When I hit my slice serve, I'm not swinging down on the ball. That's where players go wrong, and that's why they can't hit it and they'll never try it again. You're going to start with your paddle high, and then all you're going to do is proceed with your swing. Again, I'm going to start with my paddle high, and all I'm going to do is proceed with my swing. As you can see right there, the ball did have slice. Did I swing downward? No. What did I do? I positioned my paddle higher prior to contact, which automatically made my swing path downward. So what I want you to think about, and this is a huge key once again, is that the slice serve, your swing path is a downward motion, but you're not forcing your swing to go downward. You are just starting higher and then going downward. So again, I'm starting higher and then I am going downward. That's how I hit slice. I start up, paddle tips up, and then I swing down, and hopefully I can get that ball over the net. Now, the next thing with this serve is I want you to notice the paddle face. Now, again, we're getting under the ball when we hit slice. We're brushing back of the ball and coming on top of the ball when we hit topspin. In order to get under the ball, I want you to think the more you open up your paddle face, the more slice you're going to hit. The more you close your paddle face, the more topspin you're going to hit. Once again, the more I open up my paddle face or go more to a backhand grip, the more I'm going to get the back of the ball, the more slice. Look, by opening up my paddle face, it's going to allow me to really get under the ball and create that backspin. However, the more I close my paddle face, the more I get into a forehand grip, the more I'm going to be able to brush the ball and create topspin. So the two lethal combinations in order to hit a good slice, and again, it doesn't matter if you have a 5-0 serve or if a 2-0 serve, just start a little bit higher, open up your paddle face, make sure prior to contact, look, it's not here, it's here, my paddle face is facing to the sky, and then all I'm going to do is what? Start high, paddle to the sky, and then I'm going to swing. Start high, paddle to the sky, and then I'm going to swing, and that is slice. Now, you can start moving your wrist and you can mess around with it and really try to pull it out wide, right? You can try to really cut and break it out wide. It's a great serve to use if you're playing competitively. Don't do this with your friends or they're never going to play with you again. But if there's like a border or if there's a gate on the side, you hit the ball into the gate, your opponent can't even get it. But again, regardless of playing ability or serve ability, even if your serve's like just this, right? Paddle high, paddle face to the sky. It's a rhyme. You won't forget it. Don't know it. I'm a poet or a rapper. Here we are. And then all I'm going to do is this. And then look, there is slice. Now, as you notice with the slice, which way is the ball curving? The ball is curving to the right. Every single time I hit the slice or backspin serve, the ball broke to the right. Now, how does that work? I want you to think, whenever you swing to the left, the ball is going to curve to the right. Or whenever you swing to the right, the ball is going to curve to the left. So if I'm a right-handed player and I hit a dominant hand serve and I swing to the left, that means the ball is going to curve to the right. If I swing to the right, what does that mean? If I swing to the right, the ball is going to curve to the left. So I can try to do this. And now look, the ball is going to curve to the left. So a great way when you're returning, and we have a whole nother video on how to return slice serve, but if you see your opponent swing this way, you know the ball is going to go that way. It's a great way to anticipate what type of spin that you're going to hit, and it's a great way to understand what type of spin you're going to do. So again, the more you swing that way, the more the ball is going to curve this way. And you really want to think, and we're going to get into topspin in a second, is you're getting less of the ball. The more you get of the ball, the more center of the ball you get, the less spin. The less of the ball you get, even if I can just like brush like this sliver of it, that's going to get a ton of spin. So if I really want to hit this crazy slice like that, I'm literally not even touching, probably like, I'm only getting a 32nd of the ball. I'm getting so little of the ball, but what am I doing? I'm really exaggerating my swing. Now, the main reason why players struggle with the slice serve, or they feel like they're not consistent, they can't hit it, they're not confident in it, is because they think that you have to chop downward. They think that, oh, every single time that a player needs to hit a slice serve, they have to chop downward. If you think that you're chopping or you're swinging downward, it's going to be inconsistent every single time. This is a huge key that you need to understand with the slice serve, is the downward momentum or motion happens with you starting with your paddle up high. You're not swinging downward, your paddle's already high. And by proceeding with your swing, now you're going to automatically swing down and hit with slice. And that's why in the beginning of this video, we said that this is going to work for any level. It doesn't matter if you have a really good serve and really good technique, or if you just have a little tiny serve. If you start with your paddle high and then you open your paddle face to really get the back of the ball, you're going to be able to hit slice. Just one more time, because too many players make the mistake. When I hit slice, I'm not swinging down. All I'm doing is starting with my paddle higher than I normally do, making sure that my paddle face is pointed upward. The reason why is because I can get under the ball. And what am I going to do? I'm just going to then swing forward. And look, I'm able to hit a slice. So when you're hitting a slice again, paddle up high, open up the paddle face, and then you're going to go. Think paddle high, paddle to the sky. Paddle high, paddle face to the sky. Paddle high, paddle face to the sky, and then guess what? You're going to be able to hit a slice and you're going to fly. I was hoping we'd get another rhyme, but it just wasn't there. Now, next thing that you need to do is if you want to hit more slice, you have to get less of the ball. Think, the more the ball you get, the less dramatic of an effect you're going to get. The less of the ball you get, the more dramatic of an effect you're going to get. If you really want to hit a ton of slice and make that ball curve, you're literally getting a 32nd of the ball. You're literally getting that back slither. You're going here. You're just getting less of it. If you really want to make the ball curve and exaggerate, number one, exaggerate your swing coming around, and then number two, exaggerate really getting less of the ball. So if I really want it to curve, look what I'm going to do. I'm gonna, come on, if that went over in net, that was gonna be good. Here we are. Look, see, I'm exaggerating my swing. Haters would call that out. That is how you do it. Now, for the topspin, it's the exact opposite. For the topspin, you want to keep your paddle face down and you want to swing upward. So think, slice, I'm starting with my paddle face high, paddle face to the sky, paddle high, paddle face to the sky. For the topspin, I'm going to tilt my paddle face down and I want to be downward prior to contact. Now notice, I said be downward prior to contact, and we'll get into that in a second. When I hit, I want my paddle face downward, and now I want to be downward prior to contact, so now I can swing up on the ball. And look, I'm able to instantly hit topspin. All I had to do was just here and here. Paddle face downward, paddle tilted downward, and then I just swing up normally. By having the paddle face downward, again, I'm brushing the back of the ball, and by swinging upward, starting with my paddle low, I'm able to swing up and get the back of the ball. Opening or closing the paddle face is going to adjust the grip, and by swinging upward, I'm going to automatically get the proper swing path. Now I'm able to swing from 6 to 12 like I'm supposed to do. So again, if I want to hit more spin, what am I going to do? I'm going to get less of the ball. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to really get less. Now, as you understand, the less of the ball that you get, you sacrifice control and you sacrifice power. Number one, you sacrifice control because you're only able to control this much of the ball rather than a ton. So if you want a consistent, stable serve, you're maybe going to get a little bit more of the ball than you typically do when you're trying to hit a super exaggerated slice or super topspin. I would say instead of just getting a 32nd of the ball, I would say maybe get close to half, maybe a little bit less than a half. So if you want a consistent serve, you're going to try to brush maybe that much. If you want to have an exaggerated serve, then again, get that 30-second. Same thing with the slice. Consistent slice versus an exaggerated slice pulling your opponent off wide. Now the thing with the topspin is, I said what? You want to be below the ball prior to contact, and here's why. If you have a normal serve and you just want to add topspin, what do? Start with your paddle here and then swing. But if you want to really exaggerate your topspin, what you're going to do is you're going to start high again. Well, wait, Tyler, you're telling me start high. I don't understand. You told me start high, paddle to the sky for the slice. Well, why are you telling me to do that for topspin? Well, here's why. Instead of starting high and going down, what do we have to do? You're going to go high, then you're going to go low to high. Now notice, look how high I was able to hit that ball. Again, I'm going to start high, and I'm going to go low to high, low to high. By starting with it high, I'm going to allow myself to have time to really drop the paddle, exaggerate it, and then swing upward. So you're going to start high for the topspin, you're going to drop the paddle downward, and then you're going to swing upward. Notice, by dropping the paddle, I'm kind of making a C. I'm making a C with my paddle. I'm dropping the paddle down. Paddle face should be facing downward prior to contact. Notice my paddle's here. Where players go wrong, they might have the same slice grip or flat grip. When I drop my paddle, look, paddle faces up, that ball is going to the sky. I need to take my paddle back and then again, keep my paddle downward. We like to say that we're patting the dog, or you're petting the dog down here. So paddle back, drop it downward, and then what are we going to do? We're going to then lift the ball up in the air. If you want to hit a really good aggressive lob topspin serve, you can really exaggerate that, and that's going to be a really high level effective serve. Remember, when you're playing pickleball, they have to let the ball bounce. So if you play with some height, you will be all right. And also, a lot of players, they don't know how to return that heavy topspin lob serve. If I'm hitting or returning and you hit a heavy topspin lob serve to me, it's going to bounce and it's going to kick up and I'm going to be jammed. If you hit a super flat topspin serve, it's going to come in hot, but I'm going to be able to get contact out here. If I'm a good player, I'm going to be able to return a hard topspin serve. But if I'm a good player, I'm going to have trouble returning a hard topspin lob serve. But again, it's kind of difficult. You're playing with fire and you might get that ball a little bit long. And if you miss, what's going to happen? If you miss short, you're going to get it in their strike zone. They're just going to hit it and come up to the kitchen. So again, regardless of what playing level you are, if you're a high level player, you're going to then exaggerate. So you're going to start high and then you're going to come down and swing. If you're hitting your topspin, you're going to come up. If you're hitting your flat, you're going to swing forward. But if you're a low level player, you don't really have good serve, literally just start here and, okay, that's spin. Hopefully you'll get over. Or start down here, start with the paddle down, and just swing up. Now you have topspin, now you have slice. Now, when do you want to hit a flat serve? When do you want to flatten it out? When do you want to go for it? Well, the number one place to go for the flat serve is when you want to disrupt your opponent's rhythm. Maybe your opponent's getting used to your topspin serve. Maybe they're getting used to your slice serve. Guess what? Throw in that flat serve. The reason why you want to hit a flat serve too is if you see an opportunity, it's great to throw in there. Maybe if you're up 8-0, you're going to try to flatten it out. And here we are. So flattening it out means I'm going to penetrate the court more. I'm going to make it go through the court. I'm going to make it go through the court. What does that mean? How do we flatten out our serve and make it go through rather than up or to the side? It's very simple. Think, the less of the ball you get, you're either going to brush up the ball or you're going to come down the ball. The flat serve, you have to get more of the ball. We already went over it. So how do we hit a flat serve or make the ball go through the court more? We swing more forward. The more forward I swing, look, the more I'm going to get of the ball, but the more flat I'm going to hit. So if I want to hit a really good flat penetrating serve, instead of just swinging up over my shoulder, I'm going to swing forward and then up. If you want to hit a good flat serve, you're going to think that you're making contact, you're hitting through 1, 2, 3 balls. You're keeping on going for it. You keep on going for it, and then you finish over your shoulder. You're not just hitting and coming up. You're making contact. You keep going through contact, and then you go up over your shoulder. And that's how you hit a really good flattened serve. The more upward you swing, the more exaggeration of a topspin you're going to get. The more topspin you hit, the more to the side you swing. And remember, the higher you start, if I want to exaggerate my slice, look, I'm going to hit so high, pickleball police are going to get me. Someone's going to say this is illegal. It's not, right? If I'm going to start really high, I'm going to exaggerate my swing, or I'm going to start high. Look at all that slice. Now, again, the more you hit and the less of the ball you get, the more you're going to have trouble controlling it. It's not going to be as effective unless you practice it. Now, when do you want to hit a slice again? Remember, the benefits of a slice serve is when the ball is low, when you want to change up your opponent's rhythm, and also a lot of beginner, intermediate, club level players, they don't know how to hit slice or return slice. When slice comes at you, can't wait for it, you have to go up to it. Not a lot of players, even coaches, know that because it comes from prior racket sports. If you want to hit topspin, topspin's a great serve. A normal topspin serve should be your bread and butter go-to serve. Add a little bit of topspin on your serve, and how do we do that again? We just start with our paddle tilted downward and try to get below the ball, either starting there or get into it and just make sure your paddle tips downward and really exaggerate upward. That's a good serve. That should be your free throw, right? You should just continually use that. That should be your bread and butter. And then your flat serve, you can throw in once in a while if you're up, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling it, if your opponents don't really have the good returns, then guess what? You might throw in your flat serve. As you get to a higher pickleball level, and as you can see with the pros, they don't all just flatten out every single serve. J.W. Johnson, he's a perfect example. He starts here, he hits a really good deep serve, it's deep, has a lot of depth topspin, and then he plays out the point. Now I'm sure it's extremely aggressive, I've never played it against that, but he doesn't hit 100% power that he should, because why? He's working on depth, getting the ball deep. All pros, or when you get higher level, they can all hit the ball back, but what they can't do, or what they lack, is either hitting balls from back behind the court or up in the court. So again, when you're starting out, you're going to be able to win a lot of free points off topspin, off slice, but the more you get, the more depth comes into play, and then using depth, maybe throwing a slice serve, that's going to be good to go. Now, we just released, again, become a member of the Universal Rackets channel. You can become a level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4 member. Level 2, you get access to our weekly Zoom calls. Basically, we go over a topic with me, and we go over like different things that you have to improve. Level 3, you have online private Zoom sessions with me. Level 4, you have my number, you can call me. You have more online Zoom sessions, and then also you can take an in-person session with me if you're close to me, as well as I do stroke analysis on every single one of your strokes. So make sure to check those out. Make sure to share with your group, and we will see you guys next time on court.